Hi, Coach Joe with New Breed Volleyball. New Year's Eve, 1986, the DuPont Hotel in San Juan, Puerto Rico. A fire breaks out on one of the floors at the hotel, trapping hundreds of guests. The firemen courageously battled the fire and attempted to save as many people as they could, but their equipment could not reach the height of the floors where the people were as the fire raged towards them. Many of the guests were beginning to be overcome by fear and panic. However, there was a man who courageously leads people up many flights of stairs until they got to the 21st floor. There they encountered an overhang that would not allow them to reach the top of the roof of the hotel. People began to lose hope and thought of taking their own lives by jumping rather than being burned alive. However, this man suddenly stands up and says, "I didn't come this far to die here." And he begins to pound the underside of that overhang with his fist. He keeps hitting it as his hands begin to bleed and to swell, but he refuses to give up until there was a slight crack. Then he uses his hand to pull away some of the concrete and the material, making a small hole. He kept on pounding the overhang with his fist and ripping apart the concrete until there was a hole big enough for him to fit his body through. He lifted himself onto the top of the hotel roof. He then reached back through the hole with his hand and called out to other guests that were trapped, "Give me your hand and let me help you." A helicopter operator nearby witnessed what was happening and flew his small aircraft onto the roof repeatedly until he lifted over 100 people to safety. Nick Bucci took action and didn't let the obstacle he faced stop him. He refused to give in to fear when it appeared that it was hopeless. He kept hitting the obstacle until he achieved his goal of getting to the top. Nick Bucci did something that will last long after he's gone. He stepped into a seemingly impossible moment and wrote a story worth retelling. In 2020, you write a story worth retelling. Do something that will last long after you're gone, that impacts people. Take action. Don't overthink. Please don't try to figure it all out. Take action. Keep pounding away at obstacles until they are no longer a barrier. You might have to say to yourself, "I didn't come this far to die here." See you at the top. Coach Joe, New Breed, it's what we do.